I've been called a faggot and a nigger and all kinds of stuff. That stuff doesn't faze me.
Everybody's walking around with this emotional chip on their shoulder. I'm not the most perfect person.
It would not make sense for me to care about what people think about me being black gay.
If you are a closeted individual and you don't want people to know that you are gay, then I strongly suggest that you don't have any gay sex. Tough love means exactly that, tough love. I love you, but this is gonna be tough. You don't like me because you don't like my opinions. My opinions haven't killed anyone.
Walter Hampton is a popular, outspoken, controversial vlogger. He is known for making some of the most shocking of statements that have raged through social media. He agreed to sit down with me today for thought-provoking conversation and speaking truth over power and to bring clarity to his voice in the world.
This is a take one. We're going to do a full run-through. All cameras should be sunk on this.
Okay, so when it comes down to HIV, what are your feelings on that? Let's just start right there.
Okay. Well, let me just state that I have a lot of friends and people I've known for years who are living with HIV. So, with that said, my heart goes out to people living with HIV because I understand that it is a life-altering disease that changes their entire life. It's my old stance on HIV. Me being an HIV negative man, is that HIV is avoidable. And if you can avoid it by any means, do whatever you possibly can to avoid it, protect yourself sexually, safe sex. You can do PrEP now, do Truvada. There are all types of ways that you can prevent HIV from entering into your life. So I don't have nothing against people who live with HIV. My heart goes out to them.
So when it comes down to the community, I think, and how people perceive the message that you put out. What some people will probably say is that it seems as though you should celebrate being negative and almost live in a form of shame from being positive. And I know that I don't feel that that's what you're directly saying, but why do you think that's a derivative
like that? Whether you're living with HIV or HIV negative, your life you should live life with joy. There's nothing to be shameful about having HIV. You know, so I don't understand. Some people shame themselves because of whatever may have happened in their lives that led to them getting whatever it might have been. But I don't have anything against. Like I said, I don't see any shame in HIV. I never have. I always thought people should be open and honest about their HIV positive status or negative. You should be able to be open and honest about being positive and open and honest about being negative. Why should it be any different?
Take us back to the time when you chose to share someone's status online.
Okay.
Where
I'm
was
not
that?
going to say I'm the most perfect person, and there were some things that were taking shape between me and that individual. We worked through our issues. That's something that I kind of regret took place. I wish it had never happened, but it did take place. I can't go back and change anything about that.
Where did it come from? What prompted that?
Kind of hard to explain. There were some things that were taking place between he and I that probably should that went kind of overboard and kind of surfaced on Facebook. But like I said, we worked past those issues, and he and I are a much closer person now. We've gotten through those issues. You know, so I think the community is still trying to up in arms about this situation. But one of the things that concerns me so much about HIV in our community is the secrecy. Everybody feels that people should be allowed to live in secret and keep these secrets about their HIV status and not disclose it, not even if they're sexual partners. And I don't think that's right.
Should people be allowed to come out on their own, or are you more of an advocate of no, just telling this person they did it, you have it, you slept with so and so, so I'm telling everybody.
Circumstances of the situation.
What are circumstances that make it permissible to just out somebody?
Well, if somebody's out recklessly deceiving and lying to people about their status, purposely falsifying documents and information to say that they're negative and they're positive, I think that's a problem.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a dangerous problem. Mm-hmm. So once again, this goes back to people should not be ashamed to disclose their status. Mm-hmm. I don't think I have tons of friends who are living with HIV, and some have lived with it for over 20 years. They've had health issues in the past, but for the most part, most people today are doing excellent on the new medications that are out there now, and they're living lives their lives are completely different than it was 20, 30 years ago. Mm-hmm. So I don't know why we still allow the stigma to rule our community when it comes to HIV, because there really should be no stigma at this point. Mm-hmm. There's so many people who are HIV positive living within our community that it just doesn't make sense.
Why do you think it's still there?
Why the stigma?
Why is the stigma and the shame?
Because the stigma's still there because we've allowed the silence to take control. We rather be silent about HIV and say nothing, mm-hmm. instead of being more proactive in discussing it, being open about it, and allowing people to openly discuss their status, and whether you're positive or negative, you should be able to discuss it, and that should not be an issue.
Mm-hmm. Do people's feelings matter?
Well, people are going to have feelings about all kinds of stuff. So, of course, their feelings should matter. But the question would be, should they be so sensitive about a subject like HIV? I think that's where the problem comes in. Some people are just too sensitive. Mm-hmm. No matter what you say, no matter how you frame it, no matter what question you bring up. Some people, I've had conversations with people, it's just me and this person who are whispering. Mm-hmm. I mean, you ain't whispering about HIV. I'm like, why are we whispering? We're two grown people standing here talking. Nobody knows what we're discussing. There's nobody around us. Why are we whispering this? Mm-hmm. And so it just is certain behavior. It's starting to get ridiculous in our community when we have so many people who are living with HIV in our community.
Do you know of anyone, or would you classify anybody as being mean? Just at their best, whatever they're trying to put out, that you just look at someone and say, really? Do you feel that way about anybody in your life?
Well, I'd have to really.
Have you seen a Mr. or Mrs. Team Too Much walk by that you was just like, I can't? It's just.
No, I mean, I tend to ignore people for the most part because I'm not a sensitive person. So I'm not sensitive. So I work out a lot. I'm in the gym working out. People post all kinds of stuff about people who work out and say all this negative stuff, and look at that mess and keep right on going. It doesn't has no bearings on my life.
Break down what you mean by saying that you're not sensitive, because some people may interpret that as being, I don't care. So
well,
where do you help
I'm
us
a
grapple
black gay man. I cannot sit around here living my life concerned about what somebody else who's not black and gay I can't worry about what straight people think about me. I can't worry about my family members and friends who don't. If you're not in my shoes, I can't concern myself about those types of issues. When I say I'm not sensitive, I've been called a faggot, a nigger, and all kinds of stuff. That stuff doesn't faze me. I keep going on with life. I haven't lost a meal yet. So, and I'm not a sensitive person, meaning I'm not sitting around here running around with my feelings all on my shoulders, worried about what people think about me and the things they say about me, because I can't care. It would not make sense for me to care about what people think about me being a black gay man.
So okay, let me turn it then. So that is the definition of sensitivity inward. How would you define yourself being sensitive outward? Okay. Knowing that at the end of the day, people won't think what they want to think, but does that change for you as to your sensitivity towards other people?
I treat people the way I want to be treated.
Okay.
So I'm not a sensitive person. So for me, I respond to things that, I treat people the way I want to be treated.
Okay. That makes sense.
As long as a person's showing respect. I think, again, when it comes to HIV or certain things that take place within our community, we have some very sensitive people who constantly get up in their feelings. I read these posts. I read stuff all over the social media. And I say, why? Why? What's the purpose of being so sensitive about it?
What would you? Let me throw this in there. What would you say to activists? Because I think that there has to be maybe a demographic within a demographic within a demographic. I would probably move to say that not just your average Joe that's out there, but maybe people who are activists for HIV, that because they know that they have the experiences where someone comes in for a test, they get the test, they find out they're positive, and they fall apart. So, counseling and everything else is needed. So How would you be able to bridge a gap between those types of people?
In 2017, should people still be falling apart about an HIV diagnosis? When we know
I don't think so.
there are excellent medications that you can get into treatment, that you'll be fine, you will live a normal life. That nonsense must change. We got to mature and grow up now. This is not 1989. This is not 1979. This is 2017. If you contract HIV, you're going to live a normal life. You will take your medications. You will do whatever you need to do. No different as you, like they said, people like to compare it to diabetes or and all this other stuff. But at this stage in the game, we've got to encourage these guys to be living their lives proudly, take their medications, deal with the HIV, live a normal life. You're just living with HIV.
Kind of like I would probably say girls getting pregnant. At one time, it was oh no, and now it's just like, well, I'm pregnant again. I'm third, fourth time.
And so what can we do about
Exactly.
society has changed? No, I mean that's a.
Do you think that we'll get that to that place with disease?
It's up to our community to make that decision.
Okay.
We control that factor.
Okay.
And if we're sitting around being sensitive and we're all scared and we don't want nobody to know our status and we don't want to discuss this and we create the stigma. When do we let it go? Because nobody else gives a damn about what's happening in our community. We're black and gay. We're the ones dealing with this issue more so than any other community, and we still hit silent. We still don't want to talk about it. We're still carrying all these feelings and stuff. Let that mess go. Focus on getting these guys into treatment. Get them on medication. They will live a normal life. That's all I really can say about HIV at this point. I mean, I don't view it as this horrible situation as it used to be. Now in 2017, it's been this way for a few years now. As long as you're undetectable, you're taking your medications, you're doing everything right, you will live a normal life, a healthy, normal life, as best you can under the circumstances.
That's fair. That's fair. Do you care to share with us about your scar?
Okay, so that an incident that happened between me and someone I happen to love.
Okay.
A horrible situation that should never have happened under any circumstances, especially not from someone that you care something about. So for me, it's still a very, I don't want to say it's sensitive subject matter. It's just something that I've put behind me, I've moved forward.
Okay.
But it's something that probably should never have happened, but it has happened right as we speak.
To whatever degree that you feel comfortable, there's someone else that is in a situation out there where they're with someone that they love and they may be in the beginning stages of something like that happening to them. How much can you share about what you experienced or what you would advise?
Everybody's different. And what I mean by that is you don't know the circumstances that led up to that event. I would never have guessed in a million years would have taken place.
Okay.
So I can't sit here and say, well, this happened and that happened and this happened, which led to exit. There is no map to explain what happened to those events leading up to that because it just happened.
Were there signs?
Well, I wouldn't say that there were any signs that.
Usually we say that like there are signs of abuse that, or at least something that's unhealthy that's going on in a relationship. Did you see anything that was like
not to that extent? Not that will go that far now.
Okay, so that was literally just left field.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Of course, it was not something that I don't. It should never have happened under any circumstances.
And I think it's fair to talk about that because, again, one of the growing rumors that has been, for quite some time in Atlanta is how people, based on what they feel about your content, they want to see someone fall down a flight of stairs. They want to see somebody, choke on their food. So they see something like that, shot them forward, kicks in.
What I have said or anything that I've done has so offended so many people that they will wish something horrible on me, something's wrong with them.
Or not even wish it upon you, but then they see it and then they just draw their own conclusions. Bitch, that's karma.
That's like 58 people got killed in Texas. I mean, in Las Vegas just a week ago. Was that karma?
Right.
Was it?
No.
Could it have been prevented? Could they have done anything? Could any of those 58 people have done anything to prevent what happened to them that day?
No, they could not.
No, they couldn't. So we sit here and talk about all we want to and say, the only thing that could have happened is if they had not showed up at that concert. And I'm sure there are probably thousands of people, there are probably hundreds of people who didn't make it to the concert and who are alive now just say, thank goodness I didn't go there. But no one knew this was going to take place.
Yeah.
No one knew this was going to happen. When those people rented out that hotel room to this man in the Mandalay Bay, what was it, Mandalay
Bay.
When they rented out this hotel room, they didn't know this man was going to come up there and do anything like that. So no one can point out and specifically specifically point out and say things are going to happen.
Or even impulse. I keep saying impulse. Forgive me for saying that. Pulse.
Yeah.
The nightclub. There's no way to know that you're going to be trapped in a place
exactly.
for a
You're in a
night.
nightclub having a
Right.
drink, you're having fun, you're dancing, you're having fun. Next thing you know, a crazy man comes. Was that karma?
Right.
See, karma doesn't exist. That's just a fake word that people use to toss out there. Karma is a bunch of nonsense.
So if there are evil deeds, it's just everything. It's just a free for all for everybody.
Well,
Is that how you feel about it?
young man?
Do we reap what we sow to any degree?
Did those 58 people reap what they sowed?
I would say no.
What about the 50,
Right.
the people that got killed in Pulse? No. Take those words, reap what you sow, and toss it into the trash can, because you could be the most great, loving, most wonderful person and still end up a bullet in your head at a country music concert. And all those people that I've read about who got killed in that concert were wonderful people. Now, at least that's everything that they're writing about these people. These people didn't deserve to be shot and killed while out enjoying a concert. It wasn't karma. They didn't reap what they sowed. They didn't do anything bad. That they just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time.
So take the country music concert, take Pulse, take as we were discussing earlier, relationships where you have a woman or a man, doesn't matter, and they're faithful, they're doing right by their mate, and then they contract a disease. Where does all of this lie? Is it just that we should just completely desensitize ourselves to not? How do you put
You're
all
in a
that?
wonderful relationship with somebody that you love,
Uh-huh.
and next thing you know, you're dealing with an issue that you hadn't planned on having to deal with.
Okay.
All right. The only thing you can do with that, the only thing I would say to a person like that, is that it's unfortunate what took place, because we expect perfection from people, and you're in a relationship with someone who wasn't perfect, and they made a horrible mistake. Now you're going to have to deal with the mistake. You're personally having to deal with an issue that this person has brought into your life, so you have to make a decision. Do I let this issue define my relationship with this person, or what's remaining in the relationship, or whatever's going to happen? Do you look at all the good times that you had with this one person and let that one incident, which is going to be life altering if somebody brought, depending on what disease they brought into your life, to use some example that you use. If that's going to, then maybe we shouldn't be in relationships. Because if you're allowing, things are going to happen. You know, and this goes back to what I just said earlier. This is 2017. As far as I know, most STDs are treatable today. Even if it's HIV, you will live a normal life. Yeah, you got to get past that issue. Yeah, there might be some problems that you suffer from up here, but you got to get you some help and move forward. Because what you're describing is happening right as we speak. Someone's finding out they're HIV positive from their husband or lover or sexual partner. 26,000 people contract HIV every year. That's a lot of angst.
Yeah.
You know, so you can't, and we don't know the circumstances surrounding the situation. But we do know in this day and age, in 2017, there are great medications out there. You got to get into treatment. You got to get to a doctor's office. You got to do all the right things so that you can live a normal, healthy life. And I think that's what matters the most.
I agree. In a recent video that you did, you mentioned about getting married. And one of the tones when I was watching the video, I was about to fall asleep when I was watching it. Personally, just ERIK watching the video. And I didn't see, in my view, joy. It seemed like something else. I can't really put my mind on what the emotion was.
That particular video, there was me and Earl had broken up for a little while, and we got back together. And there were some issues that were taking place there, and we've always had in the background the discussion of marriage and trying to solidify our relationship. We've been together for so long, 21 years, and when you try to, it's complicated. I mean, the longer you're with somebody, the more complicated the relationship can be to end. But also at the same time, you're trying to figure out what makes the relationship stronger, what makes it better. How do you take it to a different place? You've been together for so long. I mean, how many times can you do X, Y, Z together? So now you need something different, something better, something more. We have been discussing about marriage for several years, and we just never really, we met at a time when gay marriage was not even heard of in 1996, and so now it's kind of like, okay, it's here. There's an opportunity. Could it financially help us? Would it help us grow as individuals? A lot of questions that we have to ask ourselves. And so we're still asking and trying to answer those questions. So we haven't made a decision about anything yet. We're just trying to figure it all out.
Okay, so it is mutual that you want to both do this.
Well, let's just say we're in a mutual discussion.
Okay.
We're discussing it. And so we don't know what might happen from day to day. Okay. You just have to figure it out. I mean, I think that's marriage is a very serious situation where you don't want to enter into something and then later on you find out maybe I should have did this. You know? So we have to just see what happens. I'm taking it every day. I just take it one day at a time. That's all I can do.
What do you want the gay community to know about you? And
gosh.
I know we've talked about some things that are, that they've misconceived, but just in totality.
A regular, everyday person who loves everybody. And I just think some people sometimes misunderstand me. Some people, like I said, they walk around with these feelings and they're all sensitive and stuff. And if you say even good morning to somebody, they're all upset these days. So, I remember when I first got on Facebook and I was doing posts and I would just ask a simple question: good morning, Facebook, what are you having for breakfast? And I was just curious to know what people were eating for breakfast. Just a simple chat, conversation.
It's just oatmeal.
Just oatmeal, oatmeal, sausage, egg, and people would literally attack me.
What would they say?
Oh, just all kinds of nasty comments like, why are you posting this? Who cares about breakfast? Just people, just trolls, internet trolls as I see it, just being mean for no reason. And so I would delete these comments, and I learned from that whole experience that no matter what you do or say, there are going to be some haters sitting in the background, and they're not going to like it. No matter how you write it or post it or say it or how heartfelt it is, there are going to be some people who just don't particularly care for you and the things that you say. And you don't have to have done anything to these people.
I was given vocal lessons on YouTube for years. And a similar situation. I'm up here, la 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 la, basic stuff. And literally went down into the comments one time and somebody had said, I hope this gay nigger drowns in the pool of AIDS. Aren't you trying to sing? Are you serious?
And I hope that comment was quickly deleted and you went on by
I went on by my life, yeah.
I get comments like that all day long on my YouTube channel, on my Facebook page, on my Twitter account, on my Instagram. I delete those comments and keep going. There are always going to be internet trolls out there just looking to,
They make accounts to do it. I mean, it's,
Yeah, so once you understand how people are in the world we live in today, I think you know what's real and what's not. So when a comment like that is obviously not real.
Right.
But when you get a heartfelt comment that's from somebody, I'm sure you probably got plenty of heartfelt
comments.
People say, I love what you're doing.
It drowns that out.
Yeah, it drowns out all that nonsense. I get so many messages, posts, emails, phone calls from people who absolutely love what I'm doing.
Why do you feel, I would say in particular to yourself, why do you feel that they are so silent? Well, I think that there are other people that it's easier to applaud them or say, hey, keep on going. But because you're so controversial, I think some of that, the outward encouragement is harder for people.
I think people are afraid to come forward and discuss their situations.
Okay.
Or let it be known, I agree with what Walter said. I like what Walter said. I have to agree with this. Some people are less vocal.
Yeah.
So some people are more quiet about certain things. I get a lot of text messages and emails and phone calls from them. I can't even walk down the street, whether I'm at the grocery store or the gym or something. People come up to me and say, I saw your videos, I love what you're doing. And some people, so you're always going to have the people who love you, you're always going to have the people who hate you. So for me personally, I just focus on the people who love what I'm doing.
Okay.
Because I never satisfy these haters. And so I'm not going to worry in my life about trying to satisfy people who will never ever like me saying anything to them. Even if I just ask them, good morning, what are you having for breakfast today? They don't like that either. So what can you do about it? If you go to work every day and you see a group of people that you always speak to and they wave back, you talk to them, but it's always that one person that you say hello to and they never speak to you. That person will never speak to you. And I'm sure you've encountered that. And so you just that one person ruined your day because you just spoke to 20 other people, and then there's one person who never speaks to you in the first place for whatever reason, probably don't like whatever reasons. There are people who don't like me, they have their reasons. It doesn't matter. Because I never make them happy in the first place. They're gonna hate me from now until the day I die. Or the day they die, they're always going. We are all going to have haters in life, and it's okay to understand that. I'm not going to be able to make everybody happy, and I'm cool with that.
And so to clarify, you are not the gay black Donald Trump.
Oh gosh, Donald Trump. I don't even know where this comes from because I've heard this so many damn times.
Really?
But Donald Trump is the president of the United States. We don't agree with his politics, and we don't agree with any of the shit that he's doing right now.
Right.
I don't. So Donald Trump has put, somehow or another his notoriety and has got him where he is. I don't mind notoriety. You know, it's just I'm just comfortable knowing who I really am. I'm not Donald Trump.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
That's
like
fine. That's good. Hey, so once again, this is ERIK here, speaking truth over power with my good friend Walter Hampton. And it's good that we got a chance to look into his life to see what he's all about and what he wants to convey to his audiences. And so hopefully that's either changed some of your minds on things and engage and encourage you to engage in conversations on your own, which could be very helpful. So tell us how we can find you, what we can do.
Check out my YouTube channel. That's Walter Lee Hampton II. You can also find me, that's Walter Lee Hampton II on YouTube. You can also find me on Facebook and under Walter Lee Hampton II also. And most of the time, my Facebook page, my YouTube channel is linked to my Facebook page. You can find me there.
Okay, kind of tied together. Cool. All right, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in the future.
All right.